Now, the world that we live in, worldly peace is defined as absence of conflict. Worldly peace is adjusting yourself to make others happy. Worldly peace is having a passive attitude to avoid conflict. So John chapter 14, verses 27, peace I leave with you, my peace I give you, I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. So what is God's perfect peace that we need access to in spite of what's going on? Walking in God's peace doesn't make you totally oblivious to the conditions of those people and situations around you, right?
Right.
But God's peace allows you to rest calmly in the assurance that our God does all things well, whether we understand it or not. If you don't have peace within yourself, you cannot have peace with others. When you or I are without peace in our personal house, meaning your house, your body, who you are, after so long, people will start getting on your nerves. And you develop little to no patience for people, and eventually the enemy is able to draw a wedge between you and those that you're called to. For example, if someone says something and it triggers a negative emotion in you, and every time you see or come into contact with that individual, that emotion starts pulsating in your soul. And you would really like to avoid contact with that individual, but you make contact anyway because that's a Christian thing to do. And they come to you with a concern or for prayer, and you cannot effectively discern how to pray for them because the negative trigger has disrupted your peace, and the enemy effectively accomplishes his purpose of stealing the opportunity for somebody to get healing. In Romans 12:16, it says, live in harmony with each other. Don't be too proud to enjoy the company of ordinary people. And don't think you know it all. Romans chapter 12, verse 16. The moment you or I experience a negative trigger within our soul, our mindset should be to encounter that feeling, find out the name of that joker, and through prayer and fasting begin to dismantle its power in our soul so that we can walk in healing. So if you walk up on somebody, I'll use my husband's example. If I walk up on Pastor Andre, he's had a bad day, and he doesn't even really verbally say anything, but he looks at me sideways, or I ask him something, and he gives me a one-word answer, and I start tripping. Something. And it jacks me up, and it just starts dictating my decision-making or my tone. First thing I need to do is go address that thing I'm feeling, find out the name of it, and begin to dismantle it. There are some things you want, you or I want, desire, and God said the reason we haven't accessed it is because there's no peace in us. Some may ask, well, how do you know when it's the enemy attacking you versus a part of you being broken and needing healing? There's always an emotional trigger. If you're overtaken in your emotions when you encounter a trigger, you need healing. So how do you know? Death is the absence of pain. When something is dead in you, you don't feel pain. That's where you know that it's not an issue of healing and deliverance. When you can walk and see people or see things and there's no pain there. So let's talk about positive or negative emotional triggers. Remember I said there's going to be a congregation participation. Somebody tell me some positive triggers in your life. Joel, give me one. Tell me something positive, a positive trigger. Something that usually makes us feel happy or enjoy life.
The smell of monkey bread coming out the oven. Smell of peach cobbler.
All right. I put a smile on almost everybody's face in here because you relate, right? Somebody give me another positive trigger. Achievements. All right, Terry said some achievements. Somebody give me another one. Shopping. All right, Deacon Doris, shopping. It's a positive trigger.